YouTube, what's going on? Horse Racing Gamer here. Welcome back to Gallop Racer 2003. It's going to be a relatively quicker episode, or shorter episode, here today. I want to continue to progress. We're on year 46 in this game. And it's so crazy because we started this series way after the 2004 series. And because we have so many horses in 2004, we have surpassed the length in that series. But also, you can only race with... Technically, you can race with 6 horses if you never do breeding in this game, but for the most part, we race with 4 and we keep 2 slots open for breeding. 2-year-old filly, HRG Arrow, she'll be hitting the track later this year. Really excited for her, from Electric Arrow out of Frugal Lark. She should be an absolute monster, and hopefully our best horse on track. King Lark, America's Dream, and Ready for Combat, all still going well. So let's get them started for their campaigns here. America's Dream. What am I focusing on with him? He has... See his stats. Still competitive. Can't race him as often. Close race okay, which is good. 5 grade 1 wins. And he is winning at the mid-champ range. I don't think we have a title for him yet. Let me check. But there's no grade 1s to run anyway. So we're going to go ahead and start him off today. What's his stam? I just looked at it. I'm sorry. 68. All right. I'm just going to start him off at a mile. Unless there's a grade 2 that interests. Ooh, there is. You know what? The January or the winter? 6,400 impost is too high. That's crazy. Impost too high. 139. What about the grade 3? How much weight? 141. So, in other words, I don't really want him running in anything lower than a grade 1. That's... Unless he's running on dirt. I could give him a shot. Who is our actual dirt horse here? Is it King Lark? No. Or is it Ready for Combat? It's her. We're going to run her in the Kyoto since she seems to be on a roll here. She'll still be in the green, but I think we need to take a chance. And or could we run her in the February next month? Could run her in the February, she'll actually be in the blue. It's a much better bet. Alright. We'll save her for that big grade 1. America's Dream. Maybe I just need to give him a layoff. His health isn't that great anyways. I want to see how he does in the Kyoto. I'm actually going to give him a shot. I don't mind taking a shot there with him. And King Lark, as far as he's concerned, he has 4 grade 1 wins, pretty much all at the mile distance. I always forget about the mile champ title. I feel like I've been neglecting it in this game and in 2004. I don't know why. He'll have an impost as well. What's his impost? 132. Oh, these imposts are kind of annoying because there's already not a lot of good races in the beginning of the year. So sometimes you're forced to just wait until March. Okay, top 3 go to Azalea Cup. Run him in the Cherry, or not the Cherry, but whatever that grade 2 was. Tampa Stakes. And Common Earth. Common Earth, how are you looking? Strong. 8 wins. Oh, undefeated is Common Earth. Already over 100,000 gold in earnings. 6 grade 1 wins. And he should be a dirt champ if I'm not mistaken. Oh, already 3 titles. I know he's only 4, but Horse of the Year, Dirt Champ, and GWS Dirt. Can this guy run on turf too? I think he can. He's okay on turf. Well, we've accomplished everything we need to do on the dirt, so I technically don't have to run him on the dirt ever again. So I think we are going to start a turf campaign with him. And I want to see how he does. I'm going to go ahead and run him in the grade 2 Biscayne. Impost 145. Unbelievable. Even on the turf, he has a crazy handicap. Yes, we're waiting until March. If there's even a suitable race here. Let's run him in the grade 2 Heaven Stakes. There shouldn't be a handicap for this because this grade 2 is a really, really high valued grade 2. It's technically a grade 1, but I like it. I wish they did that with some grade 3s as well. Gave them kind of the higher valued prestige to them to make them feel a little bit more, special. Because again, in North American horse racing, certain grade 2s and grade 3s are pretty big deals. For example, the Ohio Derby. Every year for a while, we always get at least half a dozen, well, between like 3 and half a dozen horses that ran in the Kentucky Derby. That's a regular thing. So, that's just for my Derby here in Ohio at Thistledown, and then there are obviously other tracks in the nation that do the same thing. You may get a really great Kentucky Derby horse, or maybe a horse that ran in some really high staked Grade 1 events that show up. So I think, for what it's worth, they definitely treat Grade 2s like a big deal in here. Grade 3s not as much, but also this game is based off of horse racing, primarily in the Asia region. So maybe Grade 3s aren't as big of a deal, but I don't know. I haven't really watched Grade 3s like in Japan or Korea or anything like that. Grade 1s, yes, and Grade 2s, not so much. So I probably need to do some research, honestly. Maybe that's what I'll do tonight. Just trying to figure out what I'll watch after I'm done recording. I might just go back and try to find some old school horse races in Japan. And that's hard to do just because of copyright and what's on YouTube. And Japan is so interesting when it comes to stuff that they don't want the rest of the world watching when it comes to their sports, and not even anything dramatic. It's just horse racing, and like they have it so like it seems like only people in Japan or the Asia region can watch some of their stuff, unless you have like an app, obviously, where they show their races. But either way, we're going to kick off here today with a Grade 1 Kyoto Stakes. America's Dream is up, and I wanted to see how he will do on dirt. Technically the second favorite in this race, will certainly end with a chance. Let's go ahead and check out his data. As you can see here, I think he's strong enough to win on the dirt. He's a turf horse, but he has an okay dirt rating. Close race, okay. So I really just need to kind of keep him in contention, and I think we'll be okay. So here we go. Hopefully you all are doing well. I think I'll get back to Gallop Racer 2001 here soon, too. When I say get back to it, it just means just keeping the content fresh. 2004, again, will always be the primary game on this channel, but I do like playing these other games in the series that maybe some of you aren't a huge fan of, and that's fine, I understand. But I do still like this game for its different values. There's no stress of losing a horse. I always talk about that. And Gallop Racer 2001 is a game I never really played growing up, so I'm really excited to kind of progress through that game and see how the bigger races are once you get to like that international level. Perfect start here for America's Dream as we are off in the Kyoto Stakes. I hope I didn't say Delta Dream because they're really very similar horses. Delta Dream is obviously our really strong dirt horse in Gallop Racer 2004. And America's Dream, for what it's worth, he's not a dirt horse in this game, but he's like the turf version of Delta's Dream. Maybe not quite as elite, but he's definitely up there. Oh, they're going to give me bad position for this, aren't they? Come on, we got to get up into 5th. All right. Yeah. All right. So this is pretty ideal. I like where we are. We can settle in. I just noticed we haven't seen one of our originals pop up in this game in a while. You know how they have that feature where if you turn it on, you can actually race against your own originals after you've, I guess, retired them? I don't feel like any of them have popped up in quite a bit of time. I don't think so. Then again, gosh, I can't remember. I thought in the last episode or two with Ready for Combat, our filly, I thought we raced one of our older fillies, but I can't recall. Now, this gap, is it open or is it not? I don't know if it's really open. Let's see if I can move through here. Oh, I can. Sweet. Okay, let's go. Get America's Dream on the outside. Down the stretch we come in the Kyoto Stakes. Great run off of turn 4 for America's Dream. We're going to battle with this horse on the inside. I think America's Dream has got that horse beat. Plenty of stamina left to go. Left in a furlong. And America's Dream is going to roll on, I think, to win his first Grade 1 on the dirt. And he gets it done easily. Let's go. That's my boy. Great start to the episode. Easy trips, man. It's the key to dirt racing in this game. Stay as close to the rail as possible unless you have a serious deep closer that can make a wide run on the outside. Let's go. Beautiful win there for America's Dream. Gets it done. I think that's his third or his... No, either his... Gosh, I'm all over the place. It's either his 4th or his 5th Grade 1. I think it's his 5th, but I could be wrong. So bright, you can barely see. But again, these photos aren't saved, which is so weird. Like they literally allow you to take these photos in the game, but there wasn't like a feature where you could go back and view it as like a gallery. I wish I knew why they didn't decide to like follow through with that, you know? Like as a kid growing up, I always assumed I could go back and look at those photos whenever I want a grade 1, but it's like they're nowhere in the game. It's literally just a feature of you essentially taking a snapshot, and then unless you're recording your playthrough, you take a screenshot. Like it's just kind of lost in the Gallop Racer either. Like a lot of things. Like a lot of things, it seems. All right. HRG Arrow. Do I want to do speed again with her? I'm actually going to do Entrust. I think she'll be strong enough regardless. She's from Electric Arrow out of Frugal Lark. I really have no doubt she'll be a very strong filly. So I don't think she's like one of those horses I don't feel like I need to manually train, and I haven't been doing that much with our horses as of lately. But you know, if there was something specific I really wanted to kind of see or test out, then sure, I would do speed training. But I'm at a point where I feel like she'll be strong enough regardless. Moving on to another grade 1, back on the dirt, the February Stakes here, 8 furlongs. With Ready for Combat, I was just talking about a couple moments ago. Pretty tough field. We have Shady Carol, Beauty Prize, Urban Carol, Sedate Devil now, Courtly Duo. I don't know which of these horses are going to have good odds here. Depends on where they are in their growth development. And as I said, it's actually pretty wide open. Shady Carol could win if the rest of the field ends up doing something terribly wrong. Running Smile, post position 12. Realistically, there's only... If you really want to think about it, there's technically only one horse, and that's the 14-horse Aces High that doesn't have a chance. Everybody else, even under 15, or Happy Time, the 6-horse, I didn't see that 197-1. Outside of those 2 horses, the rest of the 12, under the right conditions, have a chance to win. And we are actually the favorite with Ready for Combat, so this race is really wide open. So we definitely have to handle our business. We don't do the right thing and certainly see ourselves on the out, but she's got 93 guts rating. She's very, very, very determined to win. Good response. She's not the fastest, but again, with her power and speed being at least a mid to high 70, her guts rating basically almost being at 95, with a great response, I think she has more than enough to ensure that we can get her in the right position to win the race. And she's finally starting to come to form. She's had a later growth type from Frugal or from Crimson Art out of Frugal Lark. And again, we know how these Crimson Art horses have been with Honeybee, Perfect Art. Took them literally until they were 5.5 years old to start showing us their true potential. And same thing's happening here for Ready for Combat. The good thing is she has good stats in the right categories, good power rating. Finally, we have like 1 or 2 brood mares with good power ratings. The other 3 all have D. So I'm definitely trying to phase out those bad power rating brood mares for horses here like Ready for Combat. So I think our brood mare line will continue to get stronger as we continue to retire some of the gals. So good start here for Ready for Combat. She's going to go quickly to the front. And I never really have to ask that much of her. My type of horse, where I don't have to ask a lot. The horse just kind of knows how to run and ride, and that makes it easier for everybody involved. The jockey's not having to have too much input, right? The horse isn't having to work too hard. That's the ideal situation you want to be in. I know some people pride themselves on getting on a horse that's really difficult, but it's like, what are you trying to prove by making the job harder? You know, last time I checked, the job was to try to win and have success with your horse, and you know, if you can do that on a horse that's not problematic, why wouldn't you want to take that chance? She's got a good guts rating, so I'm not worried about whether or not she'll be able to claw back in. And she's had to save a lot of ground. So now it's just about outlasting the rest of these horses. Down the stretch we come, Ready for Combat. She is rolling. She is rolling. Are we going to have any opposition? No. She's going to walk away with this. 9 on the outside is going to try to fight us, but no, Ready for Combat. We're going to make it 2 for 2 today with the HRG horses winning in Kyoto with both grade 1s. 1 win in January, 1 win in February. She runs away with that pretty easily. Let's go. Like I said, she's at that point now, man. She is at that point. Ready for Combat. That's her 3rd grade 1 win there on the dirt. Now she has a great range too, 7 to 15 furlongs. To me, that really means I could run her 6 to 16 if I wanted to really push the envelope. So again, that as a broodmare, that distance, like I feel like quality-wise, she's really going to give us a lot, but it's no surprise when you breed a horse from Crimson Art and Frugal Lark. This is what you get. A horse with a lot of potential, a lot of upside, very good wide range of flexibility. And you can see she wins there easily by a length and a half. And that's what you want to see. Very happy. Very happy. We still have a lot of things to accomplish. I know this game may kind of seem like we're on cruise control right now. It's just because we still haven't won the Dream Series yet, or anything like that. We're winning titles, yes. We know how to win normally through the regular season, but also it depends on the AI competition. Like, it's been a while since I think we've had a really, really tough year of AI horses during the GWS campaign. Now, on Gallop Racer 2004, the last 2 years have been nothing but some of the toughest horses in the game that we've been facing, On this game, we've just kind of had an easy trip. So, it is what it is. America's Dream, that was his 6th grade one. So, our boy, 10 wins and 16 starts, 3 places, with 6 grade 1 wins, making quite a resume for himself. Pretty good stats. I mean, his worst stat is breaking and response. I'm not worried about that. So I think he'll be a solid sire for us to use. Oh gosh. And yeah, he did well on the dirt. I was impressed. Kind of ran away with that one. So do I dare throw him into the Eagle Stakes or the Universal Cup? Universal Cup's a big ask. But he's the only horse I think that's... Well, I just thought about it. Ready for Combat. She's actually a dirt horse. So she actually needs to be ready for the... she has no title, so we actually need to toss her in the Universal Cup because that's more up her alley. And I think 10 furlongs is perfect. Gosh, if she can win that Universal Cup, that would be huge, man. So I guess America's Dream. I'm going to go ahead and toss in the Eagle Stakes. I know he's not the... Actually, what is his speed? 80-something? 85. Okay, he's fast enough for the Eagle Stakes with the power. So we'll have both America's Dream and Ready for Combat, who just won both of those grade 1s to kick off the episode. We'll put both of them in the same week, same track, in Dubai for the Universal Cup and the Eagle Stakes here. So 3 races. Technically in Dubai, and King Lark may be the 4th if he's able to be, if he's ready to go again. If I could speak correctly, 72 health, which means he should bounce back pretty quickly. So that's the goal. Most importantly, though, we should have a new foal being born very soon. You recommend speed training? I know you do. I'm just going to stick with and trust. I am. I have confidence this horse is going to be strong, and I don't think I need to focus on speed training to make the horse faster. Could I? Sure. But I'm just going to leave it up to trust. I want the horse to be very well balanced, and I know the speed is going to be a good factor. Here we go. Grade 2 Tampa Stakes. King Lark is finally up. And he is the favorite by about $1.50. So that's good. Not really worried about anybody in this field. Precious Scene. Gotta be honest, never heard of that horse. Hang Around. That horse either. I feel like these are horses that aren't even in Gallop Racer 2004. King Lark speed finally hits 90, if it wasn't already there. And his power rating is the only thing I wish was stronger, but everything else is pretty solid. He's not going to give me any issues with his temper or feel. He's very gutsy. He's got a lot of heart, quick to respond, good health, so longevity with this guy. Stamina's... Again, if my horse's stamina are at least 65 or up, I'm okay. It doesn't have to be any higher than that, but it can't be lower than 65. Then that's when I feel like it starts to become a bit of an issue. He only runs 8 to 11 furlongs, so we're not running him beyond that anyway. So, strong miler to a little bit over a mile. Essentially, in reality, this guy would be perfect for the Kentucky Derby, right? That type of distance. Maybe the Belmont Stakes if you want to push that. Gate Rocket and close race, okay. King Lark, I like it. From Twin Sun, out of Frugal Lark. Grade 2, let's make this work. Perfect start. Let's go. And we're off and running in the Tampa Stakes here with King Lark. Great start, and there's Gate Rocket. And it's so funny, Gate Rocket doesn't even really seem like it gives your horse that much of like an excelled boost. I know it does, but it never really feels like it. But it's great to have. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I don't know if maybe in 2004 it feels like more of a difference maker, and here I feel like if you get a perfect start, it feels no different. That's what it really feels like to me. It just feels like you're getting a perfect start. But in the case of you getting a perfect start, like what we just got, I didn't really feel the difference. Long stride here from King Lark, excuse me. Looks a lot like his mother, that's for sure. And a bit of twin son as well, who came from Mad Courage. So twin son was worth it. He didn't become a Hall of Famer himself. He won a couple of grade ones, but again, using him for breeding. Sometimes that's what you got to do. You got to take the horses that don't exactly hit the milestones you want. You can still use them for breeding, and they can end up giving you the stronger horses you're really looking for. So you can kind of hold. He's got the heart, so I can really hold him as long as I want. Didn't even see the 12 out there. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Easy trip on the inside for King Lark. You're going to watch him go. The rest of the field is completely out of the equation. It's just us and the 12. Is that Precious? Yeah, Precious Scene. Never heard of that horse, but easy win. Almost gate the wire, sitting inside the rail, I should say, at position 2 there. But that's pretty much what you need to do, man. Makes that easy. Good tune-up, grade 2 there for King's Lark. The Climax Stakes, I could run him in a couple of weeks, but I don't know if he's... Seems like a bit of a stretch. It's 1 furlong longer than what he would want to run. Was it worth putting him in that race? I don't know. Maybe not. Part of me wants to try it, but part of me is also saying don't mess up any rhythm you have with the horse by putting him in a race that might be a little bit too beyond his capabilities. Because how long was that race? That was 10 furlongs. He feels really, really strong at a mile. I mean, that was actually pretty close with Precious Scene there. So, I can't even run him he's not 4 years old. Never mind. LA Derby, he's a second cup. The GWS Turf, yeah, he would make sense for that, actually. So that's what we'll do. See if he's ready to become a GWS champion, which I think he's got to do at some point in his career. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get a quick save, and then we'll go ahead and knock these 3 races out. And then maybe get the King Lark's race as well. And most importantly, see the new foal born, which will be happening after these 3 races. All right. It's all business today. It's about progressing and, just trying to inch closer in this game. I think that's kind of the best way to do it. Play 2004 primarily, and then every week or so I'll toss in an episode of 2003. I don't want to really go weeks without playing this game too often. Just want to keep it fresh. That way we're still making progress. Because again, there's still a lot of milestones we need to achieve. Still titles we haven't won. So even though it feels like we're there, we're not. We're still trying to get that perfect super horse. Or close to perfect. You know. Like a Cleopatra or a Galaxy Star. We're still trying to get those horses in this game. We're not quite there yet. Butterfly Effect. Delta's Dream, you know. Anyways, we're going to kick off here now in Dubai. 3 races. The grade 2 will start a little over a mile. Common Earth is up and is the favorite. Some decent horses in this field. I think we should be able to beat all of them, so I'm not really worried. And let's go ahead and check out his stats. Yeah, he's right where he needs to be. He will be a great sire for us. Like I said, the power rating is his worst attribute. You can essentially run him on turf or dirt. Good light type as well. Common Earth would be great for us. Whee! Only thing about living in this location, we're probably half a mile. No, not even half a mile. I would say we're like less than a quarter of a mile down from a fire station. So sirens I hear all the time. I mean, I'm used to it now since I've been here for almost a month. You tune it out, but still, sometimes it's a little. I don't want to say obnoxious because, I mean, they're responding to emergencies. But, if you're trying to, record videos in this case, sometimes it's just like, oh. But Listen back to my videos, you guys really can't hear it, which I think is a good thing. That means my mic is pretty much doing its job of canceling out most of the background noise that isn't immediately close to it. So I can hear it more than you guys probably could. So kind of learned that, and I was happy because I'm like, move to a great new place, and then it's like, noisy background. But for the most part, I notice you guys can't hear it too much. So this is a tough grade. This grade 2 is basically like a grade 1, Okay. I know those horses are sitting. I don't want to do that. I want to go. This 2 furlongs is going to go really quick. 7 is keeping up with us. Come on, Common Earth. Down the stretch we come. Less than a furlong and a half left to go. 3 is going to go. And 7 is done. Common Earth pulling away. Like I said, this is basically a grade 1. Makes it easy. I'm going to take it on home. Good win there for Common Earth. That's exactly what we need. Exactly what you like to see. Under the lights in Dubai. Easy win. Easy win for Common Earth. He's already Hall of Fame bound. I could continue to race him as long as I want, or I could retire him early so we could do more breeding, which is kind of what I want to do. Kind of in the spot of wanting to make sure so here's the thing, right? You can only do breeding once a year, but the thing is, as opposed to having to wait every other year, I'm kind of in the position of wanting to do breeding at least once a year if we can, at least when we have the spots available. So it's like, do you stick with racing 4 horses and keeping 2 spots empty for foals for breeding? Or do you only race with 3 horses and then keep the other 3 spots available for breeding? That's the question. King Lark, America's Dream, Ready for Combat, our original horses. Those are all horses we're still working with and we still need to achieve our milestones with. Common Earth, he's already got a Horse of the Year, Dirt title, and GWS title. But I'm going to see how he does on turf. If we can have the same success on turf, I'll keep racing him. If I feel like it's going to be a little bit tougher on turf, I feel like he's achieved enough. He has a great record, kind of like a Flightline type of situation. We retire him early, and we'll replace whoever we want to replace back there. I'll have to double check. But anyways, let's focus on the task at hand. Eagle Stakes, Grade 1, GWS Dirt Territory. America's Dream will be the first one up. Ready for Combat, she'll be racing next. America's Dream appears to be the favorite. Co-favorite with Casual Fan, who is in post position 3. Technically 3 favorites. The 2, the 3, and the 7. Oh, and I can't read because actually Silly Ruler, the 6 horse, is actually the favorite. The rest of us are just sitting in there hoping we have a chance. So, yeah. So, co-second favorite, Casual Fan. The actual favorite, Silly Ruler. And another co-favorite, Vast Groove. So we have our work cut out for us today. America's Dream, these are his stats, even though this isn't the horse on screen. Just got to run our race. I think we certainly have a chance. Just got to make sure we do what we need to do. Anything is possible. Oh, did they say that in 2004? Like, does he actually say it's a beautiful night when it's nighttime, or does he still say day when it's nighttime? Because I swore I made fun of him saying day when it was night, but I can't remember. Either way, 6 furlongs. It's going to be a mad sprint. Out of the chute, I believe. Yep, straight out of the chute. Cosmic Glory with the record here, 108.5. Almost a perfect start, we'll take it, and we're off in the Eagle Stakes for the GWS Dirt campaign to kick off this year with America's Dream. Great start, and we're going to make sure he understands the objective and the mission, and we're going to run our race. I'm not even worried about the favorite because, I mean, ideally, if we're going to have a chance for him to maybe win this GWS, if Ready for Combat can't, he's got to just be ready to win whenever and do as well as he can to place and get points. Okay. Here we go. Oh, man. Is that Vast Groove taking off on us? Or Silly Ruler, I mean. Yeah, Silly Ruler's gone. If we could try to get a second place, that'd be nice. Looks like third's going to be the best. I mean, we're not... Unless that horse really tires out. Oh, the horse is tiring. Close race, okay. We get second. That's a strong effort for America's Dream. Strong effort, but... And keep in mind, he's not a dirt horse. This guy's primarily a turf horse with a okay rating for dirt. So second place is not bad. I could have gotten him going sooner, but I don't think we were catching Silly Ruler. That horse was just a little bit too fast, too strong. Hence why he was basically a $3 favorite over us. But you see the game essentially saying I pretty much almost did as great of a job or as good of a job as I needed to. So I'm happy with that. He has some points, and we'll see how the rest of the GWS Dirt Championship looks, throughout the year to see if we'll continue running him in these races. But the main focus for this championship is this girl, ready for combat. Oh, great. Deep Wonder, Crazy Hunter, Fairy Fear. Fairy Fear is the favorite, I figured. Deep Wonder has a chance. Rough Monster, again. Okay, we're getting tough fields. This is what I want to see. As long as Gallop Racer keeps the tough horses in our races, that's what I want. I don't want easy fields with no competition. Like, how is that fun? I don't understand that. I really don't. Like, if it's not challenging, I get bored. I'm like that in real life if I'm competing. If it's just easy, like I lose interest, man. Like I always want to do better. I want to continue to evolve. It's hard to do that if you're still not being challenged to some essence. I'm not saying there aren't great, champions in all sorts of sports, especially maybe horse racing, wherever, that haven't been challenged at some point, even if they're winning all the time. But I still think you have to have something like that. Because the second you think you have it all in the bag, that's when you get humbled, right? At some point. It doesn't matter how it happens, but that's usually how the way it goes. So keeping yourself hungry, keeping yourself motivated to get better, that's the key. And again, for me, it's just having a challenge. I'm not saying if I'm winning all the time with a challenge that I'm bored. No, if I'm winning and I'm still being challenged every step of the way, that is great. But if I'm winning and there's no challenge, then it's like, I guess at that point you're only competing against yourself, which everybody should still kind of do, but still think the motivation is a little bit less of if you don't have someone or something that's pushing you to really do your best, I think all the greatest athletes, jockeys, drivers, whatever, at some point they've had others around them still pushing them to be as good as they were. It wasn't as if these jockeys are, look at Irad Ortiz, right? We can all pretty much agree he's probably, some people wouldn't rank him as the best jockey in the world. I think collectively for the value of the races he's run in and the horses he gets rides on, I think he's considered the best jockey across the board in the world right now. And that's no shade to other jockeys. I'm just saying, I think quality-wise, he's what most people would rank as the number one jockey. He doesn't win every race, right? As successful as he is, he does not win every race, So that's something to keep in mind. Now, I'm trying to get ready for combat out early just to see if we can try to get a good jump on this field. And the 10 is closing. Going to keep her off the whip. The 10 is closing, ready for combat. She is holding. Here comes the 13. Now we got to push. 13 and 10 are really going to close in. She might just hang on. That's so close. Did she get it? Winning the Universal Cup would be huge. I'm super nervous. That might be a photo where we just... No, I think we just held on. I don't know. Oh, no. Yes! Oh, my goodness. A nail-biter of a photo finish. Wow. What a win for Ready for Combat. That is a big win. I guess I could have held her a bit earlier, but I was worried about a faster horse coming on the charge like would happen right there. But apparently I just got her in the window just in time. And again, she's strong enough to keep herself out in front. That is, wow, what a win. That's a huge win. She's now leading the GWS Dirt. Let's go, Universal Cup winner. Well, she's tied for first with the other horse that won the Eagle Stakes. But either way, this is her championship to win this year as a 5-year-old. We're supposed to finish fifth. We get the win. We beat Rough Monster and Fairy Fear, both the favorites, and Crazy Hunter. We know about Crazy Hunter, right? In Gallop Racer 2004, Crazy Hunter is like amazing. I think she's been our best dirt horse as far as a filly to mare we've had in that game. So double S on the stretch run. According to the game, I timed it perfectly. So you know what? I rest my case. We'll take it, man. Great win. Great win. Really good showing in Dubai in general for everybody. Common Earth with a grade 2 victory. America's Dream, who's not even a dirt horse, finishing second in the Eagle Stakes. And Ready for Combat getting a huge win in the Universal Cup. $76,000 basically for her. That's a big time win. As you can see, we are sitting 1-3 in the championship. Silly Ruler, hopefully, he's only going to be in the sprinting GWS dirt races, which there's not as many of them as there are the longer distance races. So I'm sincerely hoping that actually benefits us with Get Ready for Combat. Great week. Great week in Dubai. It's exactly what you want to see, man. And she's still only B ranked, which is criminal. Is she getting faster? I can't tell. No, her stats have stayed the same. I wonder if she'll get stronger or if she's kind of peaked here. It's her 4th grade 1 win, 2 back-to-back grade 1 victories. And good stuff. 11 wins and 26 starts. So ready for combat. Showing her worth. I forgot about training. I was doing balanced speed. I definitely want her to be faster. So I think I'm just going to focus on speed for the rest of the year because I think she's fine with everything else. I really would like her to have a little bit more speed just to kind of help us in those instances. More speed, I think she can get to the end a little bit quicker, even if those other horses are closing in. So I'm just going to do speed training with her till the end of the year. Totally forgot about training. Everybody's just been on balance, which I guess makes sense. Well, I mean, like, what category do I focus on? It's really nothing specifically to isolate. So balance actually kind of works. America's Dream, maybe he could use some speed training. King Lark is already fast, so I don't really see the point in doing that. I want to keep him strong. That's the thing. Everybody else is already pretty balanced, but you know what I'm going to do? And again, like, I wish there was a way to test to see how much this actually works. It's just hard to really know and quantify, like, what the percentage boost is from doing this training schedule. I love that they have it, but it's like, it's hard to see how much or how often of it you have to do in order to start seeing the results that you want from your horses. So let's have him on speed and balance. Now, what was I going to look at? The pedigree for Ready for Combat. For some reason, I can't remember. She's from Crimson Art and Frugal Art. Duh. So she's from those two. And then America's Dream is from Social Brandy and Frugal Arc. There we go. So yeah, looking good, looking good. Ready for Combat. We was going to keep her on the GWS Dirt campaign. So whenever there's the next GWS Dirt race to run, that'll be my focus, which doesn't appear we're going to get another one for a while. Any in June? No. I will run her in the Caesars Cup, if that makes sense. I just want to make sure I'm not overlapping her grade 1s. I want to make sure she's in good... Like, what's her health rating? Her health rating is only 49, so I do have to be much more conscious of when I'm running her, because I want her in blue for every GWS race. Do I wait till July? Is there a GWS race in July? There isn't. Okay. So I can run her in the Caesars Cup. All right, that's her next race, so she'll have quite the layoff, but hopefully that she'll be ready. America's Dream. So he has 6 grade 1s, and he's closer to a mid-champ title than anything. So I think I should focus on that. I really want to get the GWS title for Ready for Combat. I think getting her as a GWS Dirt champion would be really cool. I think it'd be forcing the issue with America's Dream. Not that he couldn't potentially win it, but I think we should focus on the mid-champ title for him. So we'll put him grade 1 Saint Stakes internationally, 10.5 furlongs. And then Common Earth. Like I said, I mean, he's undefeated. I could really retire him now. Speaking of that, let's actually see who I would replace. Because we've missed breeding. If I don't retire him now, we won't be able to do breeding this year. I kind of would like to do that. So who would I replace? Paracosm I was kind of holding on to, but from Crimson Art and Big Monster, he was a very fun dirt horse. Did way better than I expected. I think most of us expected. That's counterclockwise, not good. I wanted to use him for breeding. Would it be worth it? Electric Arrow, I don't want to touch. Social Brandy's reliable, don't want to touch. Twin Sun, from Mad Courage, that speed is in there. I don't want to touch that either. And Toxic Waters, obviously, we just got, and we need to see what he's going to be like. So, if anything, I guess I'd replace Paracosm. I think that's what I'm going to do. Retire him undefeated, because, again, like, I could achieve more with him, but I feel like we've done that with all those sires. Electric Arrow, Social Brandy, whomever else. Vivid Legend, I think, was back there. Crimson Art, you know? We've done literally the same thing with Colts like this. I'm kind of bored of it. And he's undefeated. I know he's probably still at the prime of his life, but I want to do breeding. He's a great horse, like the others, but again, you can retire him undefeated, 9 for 9 with 6 grade 1 wins with 3 titles. I'm okay retiring him now, honestly. So he'll join the list of Hall of Famers like East of Pool, Social Brandy, Frugal Lark, Toxic Waters, Electric Arrow, Pale Reef, and One Lady Miracle. And we'll go ahead and replace Paracosm. Did they still put him in there as A? Of course they did. Got to race with him for a bit. He feels just like any other really strong elite double S horse. So, yeah, A eval. I mean, that's fine. Double S classification. And he has good abilities. Last corner leader, closer, and spurt. Prefers dirt. Electric Arrow is all. He'll be good to use. I genuinely can't remember who did I do Toxic Waters and Pale Reef last year? I can't remember, honestly. So, okay, and trust training. So let's see who Pale Reef is from. I genuinely don't even remember. And I have to think of a name that makes sense. It's a girl. Awesome. It's a filly. Can't believe the game was stuck for like 20 to 25 years of just not giving us fillies. That's really insane. Oh, I have to think of something special for her. I was trying to think of a good name. Pale Reef. I think I have an idea. Stick to the ocean theme, especially if she is from Toxic Waters as well. I'm gonna go with. Can't you do 2 spaces in this game? Orca. Ugh. I actually have an idea. Waters of... I'm so indecisive. I'm just going to call her Waters Orca. Or Orca's Water. What sounds better? Orca's Water? I like Orca's Water better. It's a play on the ocean theme. If both of her parents are who I think... Well, I know Pale Reef, obviously, but I don't remember who the sire is. So Orca's Water. Or Orca's Waters. I like Orca's Water. There she is, Orca's Water. Orcas are amazing, intelligent animals, by the way. They're literally, they're my favorite. I have favorite animals for every part of sea, air, and land. Favorite animal for the air, eagle would be cliche. I would say it's either a peregrine falcon or a hawk. The land, wolves and horses, of course. And for the water, orcas. I've loved orcas since I was like 7. So me and orcas go way back. So Orca's Water, I think that makes sense for her. Let's double check if she even is from Toxic Waters. Electric Arrow. That's fine. Either way, that's fine. So with that being said, we can actually do breeding with Toxic Waters this year, finally. Because I don't think I haven't done breeding with him yet. So Toxic Waters, finally get a horse from this guy. He's from Social Brandy out of East of Pool. So I guess what I really want to focus on is trying to get a horse. If I could improve the health rating, that would be ideal. And the stamina. So Toxic Waters and One Lady Miracle. Wait. Social Brandy and East of Pool. I feel like there's inbreeding if I try those two. Yep, Social Brandy. Not doing that. East of Pool, can't do that. Honeybee? That could be kind of a toss-up, couldn't it? Frugal Lark would make the most sense, but again, I'm not trying to breed everybody with Frugal Lark because I don't want that causing problems down the line later with inbreeding, so I'm still trying to keep it a little bit separate. Another Pale Reef, not feeling it. Honeybee might be the best move, which we still need stronger broodmares in here. There's a lot of C's and D's in most of these horses. You know, like Frugal Lark is the strongest, but she also has E's and C's. Like we don't have like a really solid broodmare, so Used to Pool is off the list. I want to avoid Frugal Lark for inbreeding. One Lady Miracle is off the list, and it's either Pale Reef or Honeybee. I'm kind of maybe thinking Honeybee. What we'll get with this horse, power may take a little bit of a hit. Same with Stam, which I can't really do anything about that. Pale Reef could be a safe option. The health rating will be terrible. What was Toxic Water's growth type? Sustained? So we could race him or her, whoever the foal is going to be, for a long time, but they wouldn't be able to race often. So we'd have to be very selective. Guts rating is D. Actually, won't I be able to look at their stats side by side? Yeah, I always forget I can do that. So if we did Toxic Waters and Pale Reef, here's what we have. Speed, horse will be fast. Braking, don't care about. Staying, everything on the left side will actually be good. It's the right side that may struggle. The feel may average out to a C. The temper could be hit or miss. The guts rating will at least be okay, but not ideal. The response rating could kind of be hit or miss, and the health rating will not be great. We'll get a turf horse that will be able to run mid to long distances, probably suited for mid to procedure type of leg type and with a long growth type. This could work, but again, there are some questionables with the guts rating, with the response. Essentially, everything on the right side is going to be a huge question mark, which, for better or for worse, that could be good or could be bad. So let's look at Honeybee. Let's see if that would be any better. It's not going to cost as much. We'll get a fast horse, braking, blah, 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 staying, blah, blah, blah. Stamina would suffer. I don't really want that to happen. Same thing with the power. Health won't be that much improved. Response could be up in the air. The heart rating will be good. Temper. I'm a little bit indecisive. I don't want stamina and power to suffer, so I think Pale Reef does make the most sense. So I'm going to do Toxic Waters and Pale Reef. I think that's initially what I was going to do anyways. So we'll do these two for this year. Successful. So we have another foal on the way. And next year we'll probably do Common Earth with whomever. Maybe Ready for Combat if she's retired by then, but I don't know if she will be. All right, so HRG Arrow, she's training. Orca's Water, she's back there. And we just saw. And then another one from Pale Reef, so they will be half sisters, Orca's Water, and whomever this Toxic Waters and Pale Reef foal will be. So essentially all this will be originals, which I'm fine with. I think that will make things a little bit more interesting in this game. Keep it fresh to be working with our actual originals. So last race I think will be King Lark in the second cup. We'll see how he does. But yeah, I think this is a better way to kind of play the game at the moment. Because again, I do want to do more experimentation with breeding. And as far as broodmares are concerned, I think Ready for Combat, I do think she's going to be strong enough for us to give me the, you know, the quality of broodmare I want back there. You look at her in more detail again, her worst attribute is going to be her temper and her health. Those would be E's or D's, granted from Frugal Lark. In fact, those are both probably E's now I think about it. But, you know, 49 is not the best, obviously, but it's not going to cause us an issue. Yeah, we have to wait about a month in between racing her. That's fine. She has a long growth type. So, like, that's the thing. The health rating to me is not as big of a deal when you have a horse with a long growth type, sustained growth type, right? They're going to develop for years anyway, so you racing them every month is not going to be a big deal. All her other stats will at least be okay. And she should have a double S guts rating. And again, with the right sire, like maybe, like I said, if I retire her next year, if she's ready for that, Common Earth and Ready for Combat. There you go. And it depends how she's doing by the end of this year. Heading into next year, if I still feel like she can win more titles or win a lot of races, I'll keep racing her. I might retire her when she's 6. I mean, she becomes a GWS champion. That's really all she needs. breed her with Common Earth, that could produce a real solid quality super horse. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. That's kind of my planning as of now. America's Dream, he'll go back there probably to replace Toxic Waters, maybe. King Lark. I mean, we'll have to make room for these guys eventually, as long as I think that it's worth putting them back there. Social Brandy is reliable, but he's been back there for a while. I'm kind of ready to get rid of him at some point. And we just put Electric Arrow back there. Twin Sun, he has the speed. I want to keep him for speed line, so I don't want to get rid of him anytime soon. If anything, Toxic Waters and Social Brandy might be the two studs that go first when we need to replace them. Probably Social Brandy again because we've had him back there for a while now. Second Cup, last race in today's video. In Hong Kong, 10 furlongs with King Lark. Not the favorite. Second favorite, actually, behind Legal Station. I know it's a decent horse. Kickstarting the GWS Turf. We're running with 10 pounds lighter than most of the field. Fast Courage, 10 pounds lighter. Chilly Mind, 12 pounds lighter. So, King Lark, fast dude, man. 90 speed, stamina is good enough. Power is the only lackluster thing, but this track is pretty flat. We shouldn't have to rely on that. Good guts rating, good response. To me, this is our race to win. Could care less about Legal Station. No disrespect to that horse, but this is our race to win. So obviously that's the goal. It's a beautiful day for racing. Blah, 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 blah. King Lark, let's go, my boy. Let's see what type of history we can make here. Or at least the start of history, because, you know, we have to me, to make history in this game, you either have to win a race by like 25 lengths or something crazy, or set a record that's like a whole second or two faster than the original. Or better not, just become a GWS champion. Gate Rocket again. Now that felt a little bit better, but maybe that's because everybody else in this field like has a bad braking rating. That actually felt like we got a little bit more of a push. So working all the way from post position 13. Wide draw, gonna have to work King Lark to the inside. I wonder if the power rating would actually influence how this goes. All right. Now that is a great time to actually have a good braking rating with Gate Rocket, because trying to work that with the horse that's slow out the gate would be miserable, especially since he actually has to be at the front as well. So it's a little bit difficult trying to keep him in the rhythm here. I'm trying to just get him, I'm trying to overtake this horse, but like King is doing one or the other. Okay, that horse finally moved in. That works out for us. All right. It's our race to win, brother. Legal Station, the 14 horse, is way back there, so hopefully this pace may, I don't know. I've had to adjust him up and down. He hasn't really been entirely comfortable with the feel. Here we go. He's got the speed. I'm just going to try to leave these horses in the dust and hope that they cannot catch King Lark, and he's got enough to hold on. It's a furlong and a half left to go, and this field is smoked. Legal Station going to try to make a late rally, but it's too little too late, and King Lark, showing his pedigree, gets it done. Easy win in the second cup. Kickstarting the GWS Turf campaign at the top of the leaderboards. That's what we want to see. Let's go. King Lark from Twin Sun out of Frugal Lark. Mad Courage is in there as well. That is what you want to see in a horse like that. On the turf. Easy job. That 90 speed rating helps. Dude can fly, man. Awesome stuff. You love to see it. Why did they have the jockey squat like that for that pose? That's so funny to me. Let's go. Great win. Great win. 3.5 length winner over Legal Station. Horse never stood a chance. And that is how you do it. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for today's episode of Gallop Racer 2003. We lost one race, I think. So, very good day. Good success. King Lark winning. And if Legal Station is the best horse we'll have to compete against, the turf should be a shoe-in for King Lark. The dirt is going to still be, I think, a bit tougher, ready for combat. I'm sure maybe there are other horses we'll see over the summer. But as of now, we're looking good in all two categories. We don't have anybody really for the sprint. Maybe America's Dream, but we'll see how that goes. So very happy with that. Hopefully you all have enjoyed, and that'll do it. But until next time, Horse Racing Gamer signing out. Hope you all have a great and fantastic day. I will see you later, and goodbye.